This is Return to Center, a stabilization and orientation course. It is a 10-day self-paced course, which means you can take as long as you want to do it. It does not have to be 10 days, but that's the intended purpose of it. We are currently at day 9, and I just wanted to remind you that this course is not about trauma excavation, identity dismantling, shadow work, or any of that stuff. This is merely stabilization and allowing you to reconnect to your center, tune into your own reference points, and to get yourself into a more coherent space. All right, so day 9 is about returning to center in daily life. The focus is applying stability to real life situations. And again, it should take around 10 to 15 minutes. I know session 8 went a little bit long. I think it was at 22 or 23 minutes, so it was a little bit long. We'll see what we do with today. So everything we've done so far has happened in intentional space. You could sit down, you could slow down, you could focus, right? You set the time aside to sit down and watch this video, listen to it, and to do the practical session. So that's fantastic, but that's not how it always is. And the beautiful thing about having a toolkit is that that toolkit can be used in all situations, or maybe you have a different tool that you use because you're not in a specific situation. So you have like you have a tool that's just for those particular environments. So returning to center is through day 9 going to bridge the gap, because this isn't just something that you do as a practice because you took a course. This is something that you do during your lived day. You do it in motion, you do it in conversation. So it's something that you do in the middle of your day, right? That's why I used to teach people the rubbing your fingers with your thumb and just feeling that sensation of touch, feeling your fingerprints, and then you can ground yourself into the present moment while doing that, which is grounding you. But you can add it with your thoughts coinciding with it, going through 3 questions with 3 answers. What time is it? Now. Where am I? Here. Who am I? I am. And you can slow down and deepen your breath at the same time. You can do this and no one would even know you're doing it. You're asking the questions inside your head, not out loud. And this is so subtle. You could do it in one hand and have your other hand cupping it and no one would know. You could do it in the pocket of your jacket while you're walking down the street or while you're sitting on a bus. There's so much that you could do while you're driving down the road. Maybe you're not rubbing your fingers, but you're able to rub your steering wheel with your hands and focus on that sensation of touch while cycling through those questions and slowing down your breath. When you're having panic or anxiety in the moment, you need to have a tool that works for you in those moments. It doesn't do you any good if you have one that works really great while you're at home. There are some practices for anxiety that involve ice water or cold water because of shocking yourself. And that might be great at home, but it may not be so functional at work. There was, one where you dunk your head completely underwater. And I used to say, the best that you can do is cup water in your hand at work and splash the cool water on your face. And that still might not even be acceptable for some people in a work environment, right? So you have to have other strategies and tools that work for you in the environments that you're in and in the where you need them, where your experiences are. So this isn't about small resets either, the kind that don't interrupt your flow, but bring you back to yourself while you're still moving. They're meant to be done in the moment, that check-in with yourself, that enforcing your boundary, right? That physical boundary that you applied, and I think it might have been day 5. I'm not sure which exact day we did the boundary. 7, well, possibly 7 was boundaries. But either way, right, when we were reinforcing that boundary, and you can sit yourself in, and once you've practiced and you know how to apply that boundary and close yourself off from energies coming in, you can apply that in a moment and off you go. You could do a cleanse at any point in time. If you find that you interacted with somebody and you feel really heavy, or anything unwelcome, then take a moment and do that spiritual shower. You're doing a visualization practice that can be done anywhere and nobody knows what you're doing. So these things are meant to be carried with you. And again, you can always look for other ones that are just slightly different that works for you. I always like to make ones where I melded some together, right? I just push a couple together and make it my own. So you don't need 30 minutes to recalibrate. You need awareness, breath, and one conscious pause. That's it. How easy is that? Right? And people are like, I don't have time for that. You don't have time to breathe? Oh my goodness. I think you do. I really do. I didn't think I did either. But we do have the time to do it. We really, really do. We're breathing anyway. So instead of breathing short and fast, breathe deep and long. Take slower, deeper breaths. Focus on it. Instead of having your attention scattered to a whole bunch of different spaces, apply your attention to the present moment. Focus it into that space. So the pause does not have to be quiet or dramatic. You don't have to go and take a time out for half an hour. You don't have to make a big announcement about it. None of that. It can be very subtle and put within your day in small moments. It just needs to be real. And what's real for you might be just slightly different for me. But at the same time, there's a very real possibility that all of these things that I've given you, that they work perfectly for you as well. It's just a matter of choosing which one you want and where you're going to put it in. So a midday reset could look like placing both feet flat on the floor while sending one long breath down your body, really just gathering the energy and pushing it all the way down the body and into the floor. I'm sorry, my dog's barking at something. I'm hoping that he's going to stop. Shh. Okay. You could take a moment just to soften your eyes while you go for a walk. My friend and I used to walk on our lunch hour out and do this loop out in nature to get away from it all. And it was very, very relaxing and a wonderful break from work. So create that for yourself. It could even just be a stretch between tasks. You have this moment, say I used to, maybe you had to go to a meeting and you have this, this meeting's coming up. So pause 5 minutes before that meeting and just do some nice stretching, right? And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be a meditation. It doesn't have to be some big, spiritual thing. It could be just getting in touch with your body, even just putting your hand on your heart and just asking your body, what do you need from me in this moment? Maybe your body's going to say, I would like a stretch. Maybe your body's just going to say rest, maybe play. Who knows? But just listen to what comes up. So these are not rituals. These are reminders. You are allowed to come back to yourself, and you should periodically throughout the day. We spend so much time with our energy external to us, focused on the other, and it's time to bring that energy back to us. So the key is remembering that regulation isn't only a recovery process, it's something that you can maintain as you go, right? It doesn't matter when I went through my main healing work. At the end of the day, I still have to go back to these tools because it's peeling another layer and another layer and another layer. And life throws challenges at us. We have no control on a lot of things that are going on out there. The only thing that I can do is take care of me, which is why, I try to keep the news off and, that type of stuff to a minimum and focus on here, focus on me, focus on my dog, focus on nature. But your life could be much more complicated than mine, and you may be, through the course of your life, exposed to much more challenges, or external stimuli that are not within your control. So these tools may be very, very handy for you. Okay, but we all need them regardless. So these are something to maintain as you go, and especially once you build the habit. So if you have that habit of every time you come home, you do that, I'm pulling the car, say you're pulling it in the driveway, park the car, sit there for a moment, do your energetic shower, cleanse yourself before you go into the house, play one song, maybe you've got one beautiful, upbeat, great song in a good frequency that you can listen to. And you play that while you're playing it, you're visualizing that shower, whatever, make it your little ritual. That's your little moment between the energies of the outside world and the energy of your house. And just, like I said, think of it as how when you come in the house, you go and wash your hands. Maybe put it where you wash your hands. When you go in the house, wash your hands. And as you're washing your hands, visualize your whole self being cleansed, however you need to do it. Or if you're the one that's doing the brush, right? Brush it off before you go in the door. All right. So you'll know it's working, not because everything feels peaceful, but because you feel centered. You feel located within yourself. You don't feel scattered out here or fragmented or like your attention's being pulled in a million different directions, or just chronically fatigued, right? That's how you're going to know that it's working. The proof is going to be in how you feel within your body, and you feel much more centered. So we have a midday reset technique that we're going to go through. I was really hoping he'd stop barking at that point. Okay, so this is a 60 to 90 minute process. So 1 to 1.5 minutes. I think you can find time somewhere within your day to drop in and do this. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is just to pause in the middle of, at some point during your day, and you're going to check your posture. Your posture tells you a lot about where you are, right? And someone who is in their body, who is balanced, who is stable, who is not rushing ahead, who is balanced. I think I said that. I apologize. But that person is going to feel very grounded. Posture is going to be upright. So someone that's confident has a long distance between their shoulder and their ear because their shoulders are relaxed, but they're also in alignment. They're not drooped down. When you curl in, that's a very big sign that you're in that altered state with your nervous system. The same thing if you're not sitting upright, you're forward, like in that forward motion, you could be in that very fast moving state. So you want to check in on your posture. And the other thing you're going to do is check in on your breath. Where is your breath? Is your breath up here? Is it really fast? And if it's not, even if it is, what you're going to do is you're going to align your posture and align your breath. And you're going to take that nice, slow, deep breath in, 3 of them, the good posture, and then move about your day. That's your midday check-in, reset, and then move on throughout your day. So for today, your integration question is, where can I recenter without stopping my day? So where's a time when you know that you could do that little posture and breath check and reset within your day without it interrupting anything? There's got to be a small little moment that you can find to stick that. It's a minute to a minute and a half. You got that. All right. So the outcome of today's class is easier self-regulation during the day. Okay. And I'll see you tomorrow. We got it. 15 minutes. Woohoo! All right. I love you. I'll see you on day 10.